Part 2 of my PS2 games collection is now in session. So, you saw some of my PlayStation 2 games collection from the last video, but I'm going to show you my next other PS2 games from my collection. So anyways, let's start the second half of my collection. First off, we have Jak and Daxter, the game that started the trilogy and the Jak and Daxter saga. Here is the front side and there's the back. And it was made by the creators of Crash Bandicoot. Then you have Jak and Daxter. And what I really like about that game is it has a thing that combines a map and a instruction book. Check this out. Look how amazing this thing is. It's a poster that was actually a map of the world of the game. I really liked how the creators of the game made a poster that has a map. Well, kind of like what the creators of the Grand Theft Auto games did when they made a poster on the map on the back. Yeah, I really missed the time when most of the games made the map and poster. So I better put the poster thing back. Maybe I can put it away later. Next up, here's another Jak and Daxter game, Jak 2. That game was released in 2003. This isn't just an action-adventure game like the previous one. It was a TPS game, which stands for third-person shooter game. Yes, it was actually quite a fun game, but a mature game, but had some funny moments in it. Next up in my collection is the last installment of the Jak and Daxter trilogy, Jak 3. Well, I got this game before my birthday back in 2004. On the day before I go to Royan with my mum and go to the Zoo de la Palmyre. Great times, and this is actually quite a fun but mature but intense game. Speaking of intense, here's another intense game made by Namco, Time Crisis 2. And another game from my collection, Time Crisis 3. Well, this game in Time Crisis 2 was made by Namco. Yeah, I've got this game from my holiday in Spain 10 years ago. This is actually quite a fun game. Next up in my collection, Dead or Alive 2, the sequel to the original Dead or Alive, made by Tecmo, which is Koei Tecmo now. This game was originally released on the Dreamcast, but few days later, or weeks later, they released it on the PS2. Yeah, this is a fun classic, but it was re-released as part of Dead or Alive Ultimate on the Xbox. Next up, Ace Combat Distant Thunder. This is quite a fun game, but in my opinion, this is way better than Ace Combat 3. Even if I liked Air Combat and Ace Combat 2 on the PS1, I really like that game even more. But not as much as the first two Ace Combat games, but I really wish they're going to remaster the first two Ace Combat games in that game, because these games are so much fun. Next up, it's Crazy Taxi on the PS2. I got the Dreamcast version of that game, but I also have the PlayStation 2 version as well. This is a ton of fun to play. Coming up next is it's the game that started it all, and a game that started the Disney and Final Fantasy crossover, where Disney teams up with Squaresoft or Square Enix, the original Kingdom Hearts. This game includes Sora, Riku, Kairi, Donald, and Goofy. This is actually quite an amazing game. And this game has got incredible voice acting, like Haley Joel Osment, who voiced the main character, Sora. He has more than 100 Disney characters, like the ones from Aladdin, Tarzan, and Peter Pan. And 4 years after the original Kingdom Hearts, there's Kingdom Hearts 2, released in 2006 in Europe and America, and it also came out in Japan in 2005, 3 years after the original. There's the front, side, and back. This game was almost as fun as the original. And this includes Stitch as a summon character. Yeah, I played this game when I'm on a cruise holiday back in 2011, and this is a fun game, and I had a lot of good times playing on that game. And Organization 13 was pretty awesome. Well, I know a few people never liked the start of the game because you play as Roxas, but if you guys don't like the start of the game, I can handle your opinion. But as for me, this is actually the best Kingdom Hearts game in my opinion. I can't wait for the Kingdom Hearts 4. Next up, Lego Star Wars the video game, the first game of the Lego Star Wars game franchise. And here's another Star Wars game, Star Wars The Clone Wars. And another Star Wars game, Star Wars Jedi Starfighter. And another game which is made by Capcom, which is one of my favorite gaming companies next to Namco and Nintendo and Square Enix, Onimusha Warlords. And next up is another Capcom licensed game, Capcom vs. SNK 2, Mark of the Millennium 2001. This game has more than 44 characters, and this is actually quite a fun game to play. This game was always released as part of Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Yeah, I have Capcom Fighting Collection 2 on the Switch, and I had a lot of great fun playing on the game. And this is a lot of fun. Well, next up is 007 Nightfire, which was released in 2002. This is quite a fun game for James Bond fans. If GoldenEye was the best James Bond game ever made, but this one is a lot of fun. Next up is another EA Games licensed game, Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. The game, which is based on the third and final film of the Lord of the Rings movie trilogy of the same name. Here's the front, side, and back. Live the movie, be the hero. And here's another Lord of the Rings game and another EA Games licensed game, Lord of the Rings: The Third Age, an RPG game based on the Lord of the Rings franchise, which was released in 2004, 1 year after Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Next up is the game that I got into the Sonic franchise and introduced me to the Sonic games. Sonic Mega Collection. This is my Sonic origins back in the day, and the first Sonic game I brought, and the first compilation game I brought. Here's the front, side, and back. There's more than 20 classic games in this collection, includes Sonic 1, 2, and 3, Sonic and Knuckles, and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. And there's also Sonic games on the Game Gear like Sonic 1, Sonic Chaos, Sonic Drift, Sega's answer to Mario Kart, and Sonic Blast. Yep, 20 fun games, more than 20 fun games for the price of one. This is a must-have for those who were new to the Sonic franchise. And here's another game, which is actually based on one of my favourite shows, Simpsons Hit and Run. This cover includes Homer Simpson, Bart Simpson, Lisa Simpson, and Apu, and Maggie and Marge. Yeah, I got this game for my birthday back in 2003. And this is like Grand Theft Auto, but with the Simpsons. And there is the back. Save Springfield, in car or on foot. And this game is way more faithful to the TV show. And this game right here is everything a Simpsons fan could ask for. And this game was, in my opinion, the best Simpsons game of all time. Here's another Grand Theft Auto game, which I mentioned in my last video. Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. This game was released on the PSP, but it was also released on the PS2. 1 year after the PSP version. That's the front, side, and back. And this is like a ton of fun to play. And this is a prequel to both Grand Theft Auto Advance and Grand Theft Auto 3. And this takes place in 1998. Which is between the late 90s and early 2000s. Which is my golden era. Next up here comes another Star Wars licensed game. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. A game that is based on the final film of the Star Wars prequel trilogy of the same name. This is actually a ton of fun to play. Yeah, it's been 20 years since that game and Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith came out. Well, happy 20th anniversary to Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. Here's another game based on an anime. Yeah, I mentioned those Dragon Ball Z games and the Knights of the Zodiac or Saint Seiya game in the last video. It's Naruto Ultimate Ninja 2. Well, this is a little bit difficult, but pretty fun to play. And another game based on Naruto, Naruto Ultimate Ninja 3. This is actually the best Naruto game on the PS2 and the best Naruto game from the classic Naruto era. And another Marvel game. Even though I mentioned two of the Marvel, I talked about two of the Spider-Man games on my previous video about my PS2 games collection. It's X-Men Legends 2, the sequel to X-Men Legends, the RPG game that is based on the X-Men franchise. And here's the front side. Here's the back. There's a side. There is the disc and the instruction manual with the ad for Ultimate Spider-Man, which came out on the same year as X-Men Legends 2, and it was released 1 year after Spider-Man 2 on PS2. This was almost as fun as X-Men, Children of the Atom, and X-Men Mutants Academy 1 and 2. But one last game left from my collection of this video. Zone of the Enders, the second runner. The game that was produced by Hideo Kojima, the man who made the Metal Gear Solid games. Yeah, Konami is the company that made the Metal Gear Solid games. So that was the disc. I'll show you the. Oh yeah, that was the booklet with the upcoming games, or the games that came out recently, like Castlevania, Frogger, Pro Evolution Soccer 3, Gradius 4. No, Gradius 5. So this is my PlayStation 2 games collection. So I hope you enjoy my PS2 games collection. So what is your favorite PS2 game? So who else grew up with the PS2? Let me know in the comments, and we will see you next time for more videos. So I'll be taking a break from making videos because I'm going on holiday in England on Saturday. So anyways, I will make more videos and make more fan arts when I get back. So we will see you next time.